Our team is Team Algol Biofiltration, and we are here to combat the issue of urbanization while also promoting species biodiversity in our local aquatic ecosystem.
So we have constructed a biofiltration device that will not only increase algae growth, but it will also outcompete the bad algae for nutrients.
Many people want to address the problems of biodiversity because it's critical to the well-being of our communities and populations as well as habitats.
We decided to study the freshwater ecosystem, specifically a pond on our campus, and that's what led us to our research on harmful algal blooms and how algae biofiltration can help solve the problem of urbanization and increase biodiversity.
If we were to be awarded with the grand prize, we would like to extend our study to allow for the additional testing, and we would like to send kits to schools so they could test it in their own ecosystems and we can compare results.
Our team, Saving Species Atala Butterfly Project, is working in South Florida to help reverse the population decline of the beautiful, rare, and vulnerable Atala butterfly. Our proposal includes educating and involving the community to plant the Atala larvae host plants, nectar source plants, and relocating Atala larvae to these new habitats to create new, self-sustaining colonies. We are alarmed that species are going extinct daily, and we fear that the Atala could go extinct due to habitat loss. This project is important to the biodiversity in our community because it will help ensure the survival of two species, the Atala butterfly and its nearly threatened larval host plant, the coontie, the only native cycad to North America. Butterflies are indicator species. Their numbers and health reflect the quality of and changes in the environment. By monitoring and analyzing the success of Atala colonies, we may gain the knowledge needed to prevent further loss of biodiversity.
My inspiration for keeping estuaries alive is I saw that they were being filled and destroyed for new houses to be built. This made me want to help the animals by building an artificial habitat.
This is our prototype. We will fill this with the sand silt mixture. We'll add seagrass and mangroves and place it in an estuary. The rocks will hold it in place and allow organisms to build their home.
The first 6 weeks, we will want to see animals coming into the estuary. The first 6 months, we will want to see animals being born in the estuary. In 1 year, we want to see a fully functioning estuary.
Our team is the Environmental Droners, and our project is to create more biodiversity in our community by removing single-use plastics in our city's roads and waterways using drones.
Being in a family that owns and operates a local restaurant in Greenville, North Carolina, I've been able to personally experience the exponential use of single-serve plastics and styrofoam.
A local business called Raw Plastics takes out single-use plastics and microplastics.
They also recycle these microplastics and create reusable goods such as bowls and jewelry.
Based on our research, 90% of fisheries are based on the Tar Pamlico, which is the second biggest estuary system in the U.S. other than the Chesapeake Bay. If we don't remove the single-use plastics and trash, then it will eventually go into the fish and cycle into humans. This means that our project not only affects wildlife, but also positively affects our community.
My team project is Fish-Friendly Shorelines to create a friendlier alternative to bulkheads, which are negatively impacting the forage fish population because the force of the water hitting the bulkheads is washing away small sediment, which the forage fish need to spawn in.
Our idea for the solution is to create natural bulkheads such as grasses or driftwood logs that we can stack in such a way that they would prevent erosion on people's properties but also keep the forage fish habitat intact.
Forage fish are a keystone species, and when a keystone species is endangered or is dying out, it messes up the whole food web. If we're awarded the grand prize, we will take what we have been doing in models and implement it in real life. We're going to educate homeowners, especially who own property on our body of water, about the replacement of the bulkheads.
I'm part of the Habitat Hotels group, and our project is important to biodiversity because in Illinois, we're supposed to be the prairie state, but there isn't actually that much prairie around. Prairie is needed because of the strong roots that help to break apart the clay and soil so water can get down there and replenish the watershed.
A lot of our plants and native animals that are living here are mostly gone due to the fact that a lot of industrial homes are being built and the pollinators are leaving.
when we give them a home so they'll stay around, they can pollinate the prairie and help them grow and thrive like they're supposed to.
If we are awarded the prize, we would continue to expand to neighborhoods and community areas and continue to make the pollinator hotels for families and more community areas.
And not many people will think it's a big problem because they don't understand the impact prairie does have, so we need to educate people on that.
Our project name is Himalayan Blackberry Squad, and our project's plan is to help with the removal of all Himalayan blackberries from our school's wetlands.
We have identified the blackberries we are keeping on scene were Himalayan blackberries.
Blackberries are invasive because of two reasons. First, their thickets are too thick to let native seeds get through. Even if the seeds got through, there is no sunshine for sprouts to grow. We are worried that if it gets worse, our wetlands will not have an ecosystem anymore. Animals living there would leave because of lack of vegetation.
Our solution is to trim them down to their roots, dig up the roots. We plan to measure our success in 6 months' time by seeing if any Himalayan blackberry grew back and how much more native plants are growing.
Owls are one of my favorite animals, and I really wanted to make sure that they were safe in my local park. So owls' hearing is very sensitive, and if the decibel level is higher than 65 decibels, it's really hard for them to hear their prey, and therefore they won't get their prey, and that would be really bad for their health. My solution has a few different steps. One of them is making sure for absolute certainty that the forest is habitable for owls by determining the decibel level in different parts of the park, more specifically where they've been sighted. And I will do that with a thing called the decibel recorder, or the doctor, I'm calling it. That's just a way for me to measure the noise level in decibels at a specific time of night. And then there's another step, which is to plant camellias in different parts of the park as a kind of sound barrier from the cars or pedestrians in the park to help protect the owls.
Hi, I'm Aranya Kargatam of Team Springtails at Door 55 School in Medford, Massachusetts. Our Team Springtails is creating a wildflower habitat with native plants to attract pollinators and other arthropods. We will document the interactions between the species that visit, as well as the seasonal influences on them. Insects play crucial roles in the ecosystem. They serve as pollinators and decomposers. Other species rely on them for survival. Insect populations have declined by 41% due to habitat fragmentation and the use of harmful chemicals. If we don't protect these insects, the whole ecosystem will collapse. Let's create wildflower corridors along migratory routes and urban spaces with native keystone plants. Together, we can make a big difference.
Our team name is Wilt Warriors, and our project is to reduce oak wilt in Long Island.
This project is important to the biodiversity within our community because animals such as squirrels depend on oak trees for acorns and habitat. Our team was inspired to work on this project because of the large amount of deaths of oak trees within our area.
Our proposal serves as a model to reduce oak wilt in local forest communities.
Our solution entails a latex paint added with an insecticide to kill boring beetles attempting to spread oak wilt.
We plan on measuring the success of our proposal by installing cameras for short term.
In the long term, biannual lab testings will be utilized in order to test for oak wilt to see if our anti-spreading methods were effective.